Yeah, we've been focusing more on like when we play an opponent, if we get up, kind of like putting the nail in and not letting them come back into the game because we don't want to be in a dogfight down late with any team.
Probably didn't even expect to make your first 11 shots, did you?
Nah,
You
we
know
never.
what it was?
Nah, I didn't know that. We never really focused on makes because you can't really control that every night. But I think early in the game we was getting a lot of deflections, so that led to easy baskets.
You were getting some coaching from the sidelines. What was Kenyon saying to you?
Oh, he was just yelling, keep after it, and score. Like one time I called it real close, and he was just like yelling. Him and coach from both sides. I look here, and he's all score, and then I hear Ken over here yelling score. Because when we get those easy putbacks, we tend to try to dribble or just kick it out, and we should just go right back up with it.
Hit a three, a step back, and hit a drive from 22 feet. Starting to feel comfortable expanding your offense and doing a little bit more out with facing the basket.
Yeah, just playing with a lot more confidence and being more aggressive. Coach Davis is always saying you can't get it going if you're not attempting shots or being aggressive.
You've been working on him with his three ball, Farad.
Yeah, over the summer,
Do you guys think you're kind of hitting your stride now? You want 4 out of 5? Are you getting to be where you want to be?
I wouldn't, it's just a sense of urgency. In the locker room, our seniors are providing that, that extra intensity and, impact in practice and, when we step out on the court, so we're getting it together, when we have to. Because, we let some slip away early, and, we don't have any room for error in this stretch we have, I think, 10 games now, 4 home games left, so it's just a sense of urgency.
How do you feel about being part of Vic's 200th win?
That was big. He didn't even say anything about it before the game, so when they announced it, I was surprised, but it's a good feeling to know that you was with him on such a great accomplishment, and so it was exciting.
Do you guys have any sense of what the program was like when you got here? Have you heard stories about how down it was, what you had to do to build it back up?
Yeah, he spoke on it a few times when we were like in a drought or something. Like, it's people around here that work too hard to build this program. You guys out here not even representing the way you're supposed to. We heard that a couple of times. He take a lot of pride in it. So, yeah, of course. It's our motivation. Our motivation for us to play hard. Represent the name on the jersey.
You beat a good team the other night, a not so good team today. How do you keep it going against UConn, which is a pretty good team?
All the things we've gone through to get to where we are now, we're always telling each other to, in close games like the other night, we got to finish. Last 3 minutes of our losses, we've had to lead and given it away. So going, a lot of experience and, adversity we can take into this next game and be prepared and come out as hungry as we were tonight and go out and execute like we did against Memphis, and it all come into play.
Gary, sorry if you got asked this question before. How was it to hear kicking off and kind of encourage you today on the court?
Oh, it felt great, to hear someone like Ken, like cheering for you and telling you to be more aggressive. He was in practice yesterday doing the same thing. Guys are getting after it. Whether it's a guy not getting a stop, he's making everybody stay in there consecutively, or working on the bigs with on how to read turns, and it's just great to hear someone like him giving you that confidence.
He was actually in there coaching?
Oh, a couple times he stepped in and gave us some advice about certain things, whether it was just when the bigs were down here or when we were going full on with the whole team.
Rob, what's that like having a guy, number 1 pick in the draft, come around and work with you guys and give you an extra little spark in practice?
Oh, that was big time. When I seen him in the locker room the other day, I was like, "It's Kenny Martin," And even at halftime, he even told me that I had a shot, but I took a dribble and took the same shot. He told me just to shoot the first one. I was like, all right. You know, like I wasn't expecting him to like tell me that. So it was a good experience to have him
He's
here.
not a guard lower, you know.
I know, that's why I was surprised. I was like, you telling me to shoot that? I said, all right.
Obviously, first half, first 30 minutes of that game defensively, I think we had it at one point with 9 minutes left, we had it 80-40. And that was just a tremendous credit to our guys and how hard they played. It was a reflective of our practice yesterday. It was our best practice of the year. I think our seniors are starting to give us more leadership and more production. That's making us a better team. But we tried to jump on Tulane early. That was our game plan, to try to come out and put the pressure on them right away and not get caught in a game in the 50s where anything can happen. So kids did a great job. I'm just really, really happy for them right now, really proud of them. And it was a great effort by our guys.
What did your 200th win here mean to you?
I didn't even know. Survival, I guess. You know, I'm a son of a coach. I've been around this a long time. You realize it's not about you when you there's so many other things in coaching. You know, I got a great staff, and I've had a lot of guys play here. I've had tremendous amount of help. So it's really not something I think about other than survival.
You didn't know?
No, they mentioned something to me, but I thought I had 2 more to go to get it. They asked if I cared if they did this. Would I be okay if they did that, what they did after the game? But I didn't. I thought I was 2 away.
They asked you that before the game?
I can't remember when they asked me because you know my life's a little crazy. I just you try to prepare for Memphis, prepare for Tulane. In the middle of that, be a father to a 9-year-old. So it's I was at a 9-year-old volleyball yesterday. It was interesting.
I know you don't like to talk about those first few years of life.
No, don't do this to
Can you
me.
reflect a little bit on,
No, I refuse. Reflect back to 10 years ago. I will tell you that. That's why Zach Tobler was in the game with 6 minutes and something to play today. Because Ed's got a young team. And they've played some really tough games where they had SMU on the ropes a little bit. They battled back at UConn, and that's why Zach Tobler went in with 6-something to play. Because that didn't happen for me when I was at UConn 10 years ago.
How do you sustain this now? You've had a couple pretty good games in a row. Is there something you mentioned the senior league?
Production, Gresh. It really comes down to production. You know, there's so much talk that goes on. I think what you got to realize is everybody goes through things. Okay, we're 5-3 in our league. I looked up Arizona. I watched them last night. They're 4-3 in their league. Okay, the top 10 team in the country the last 5 years. Michigan State was 3-3. They had to win. I think you got to realize kids got to play. Whoever plays better is going to win. That's it, and that's really the kind of talks I'm trying to have with my seniors. Is you got to play well now, because you don't get to play next year. So I'm just a big believer in the guys right now that you got to have some seniors that realize it's now or never, and that's why I give Shaq a lot of credit. A, I'm really happy for him, but B, I give him a lot of credit because he stepped up the last few games and really played well. I mean, he only played 19 minutes today at 17 points. I think he played, at one point I looked down, he had 14 points in 13 minutes, but more importantly, look at his shooting percentage in the last 2 games. I mean, he's playing unbelievable the last 2 games. I just think those guys on every team are the key right now. Young guys you got 20 people calling them, telling them they should transfer because there's 500 to 600 every year. Every freshman and sophomore that's not playing great is being told to transfer right now by either his high school coach, his Uncle Smitty, or his AAU coach. The senior right now is, or the guy like a Okafor last year for Duke, those Carl Towns. They know they're going to the pros. So the guys that are 1-year guys, they got, like I told our guys, you got going in today, you have 5 home games left. So it's now or never for them. So they should be the most focused, and they're playing like it. And if they play like it, we'll be fine. We got a chance to have a really good team. You can only coach so much. You got to try to get guys there, and motivation's part of it, and teaching's part of it. But the other guy does the same thing. Every team's practicing. Everybody's on scholarship. We played great today because the players played great, period. You know, everybody's coaching. The kids played great today, and that's why we were dominant.
What kind of impact did Kenyon have being around the program?
Well, for me personally, it was great. You know, we were extremely close. I was with him all 4 years here. I was his position coach at the end of his career. You know, I watched him grow up, so it's good to be able to see somebody that you have such a great relationship with, because we're on different sides of the country right now. But I would say this, aside from just being able to talk to the guys about different things, for our players to see how much he took his time to come here and spend 4 days with them, and was early for every practice, stayed after and talked to every guy about individual things that he saw. For him to do that, I think sends a message to the kids of, I'm a part of something bigger than myself. And that gets lost in the shuffle a lot in college basketball, you know, because you hear so much talk about kids, you know, the individual stuff. You know, kids should get paid, kids should go pro, you know, that there's something to be said for your college experience is probably what he told them is the best experience of your life, and to enjoy it and give everything while you have this chance to give everything. So just for those guys to see that he's here, it makes them realize they're a part of something special, without even saying a word. But there's, you know, I think what our guys found out was he was probably the smartest big guy that's ever played here. Obviously, he's probably the second best player to ever play here. But they realized how cerebral of a player he was, because people don't know that. They see Kenyon, they see how ferocious he played and his athleticism. What I've always talked to the guys about, he was the smartest player, basketball player, that I ever coached. He knew every play, he knew it from every position, and he listened every time the coach talked. So when I just tried to get him talking around those guys, and I think they were in awe of how serious he takes the game and the detail with which he understands the game inside and out, the nuances of the game. And hopefully that heightened their senses to, you know, it's not a game where you just don't just run up and down. You know, you got to, there's coaching, there's reading, there's the cerebral part to this game. And that's why he was such an elite player, not just his athleticism. So it was just great to see him. I'm going to see him soon here again, because I got to sneak out west to recruit. So I owe him dinner. I'm going to get him a nice dinner in L.A. Thanks, guys.